Hey, what's up guys? This is T-Bone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Gemstone Legends. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Bastet, the yellow raid boss, and I'm going to be using a team that I just tried out that I thought was interesting, and I revised it a little bit to make it a little bit more friendly to everyone who might be just starting out. And so if you take a look at the team that I originally used, I have two Lenoras in here. I'm going to go over the reasons why I brought those two. I have Mayra, Etro, and Gorak. You see me use Etro and Gorak, and what I thought wanted to do was actually go through a different setup and then talk about how they work, and then hopefully you can also use them to try and maximize your damage against the boss as well. And since my codes all expire at the end of the month on October 31st, I thought I'll go ahead and give away this code so that you have some time to redeem this one. And it's going to be T_go_trick_or_treat. Go ahead and hit confirm. And you're going to get yourself some apples and also some gold coins. Alright, so I'm actually showing you a slightly different team than I showed earlier. And this is actually an easier team to build. And I have 3 rares and 2 epics. Okay, so let's talk about the loadout, how this works, and then we're gonna jump right into a fight. So Lenora doesn't need to be leveled up at all. She is here for the Grant Invincible skill. 80% chance is a lot better than Polina at 50%, but it's still not 100%, so I still see a fail from time to time, and that's why I bring a second along. She could be a level 1. All you need to do is make sure that you can build her skill speed, and so I put in a swift set and a speed boot. Get her speed to about 350 or so because the boss's speed is at 340. Okay, same thing for Yang. Yang is another hero that I bring in. You can change them up, by the way. I brought Yang in because it gets me increased attack. Okay, that's really what I'm using it for, and because it allows me to balance a color balance of 2, 2, and 1. 2 greens, 2 blues, 1 purple. You could do 2 reds as well. Just don't do 3 greens, 3 blues. It will slow down your ability to get your mana to be built up. Alton is here for the decreased defense. Okay, so you want to try and decrease defense and also increase attack for your Gorak so that you can do more damage. Alton also has relatively high accuracy in terms of my rare heroes. So I bring him in just to increase the chances of landing the debuff. But like I said, you can also use reds, like 2 greens, 2 reds, 1 purple, for example. That works, or 2 greens, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 purple. But it gets a little bit harder to balance when you have multiple colors at that point. So let's jump into a fight, and you'll notice I'm only using 1 elixir and 1 revive potion. I used just 1 in my previous fight, and so it is entirely possible to minimize potion usage as well. Now the thing with these boss fights is it can easily take 10-15 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the first few minutes to explain the fight, and then I'm going to jump right into the end result to show you what it's about. I just want to talk about the strategy. So you'll notice that Lenora went first and then Yang. That's the ideal situation. You want at least 2 heroes to go before the boss, and that's why I build them for speed, because that allows me to do something like this. I can now use her skill and get invincible. If this didn't work, if invincible didn't land on this one, look, I have another Lenora who has 63 mana built up. I can just use 1 potion on her and then activate as well. So this is the reason why I bring in a potion, just in case. But if I had just the single Lenora, I would not be able to get away with that. All right, so let's go ahead now, activate Yang. Let's see, I think we could... And what you want to do is you want to pay attention to how many turns you have before the boss attacks again. And so in this case, I know that I have Lenora coming up. It's her turn. I can just do a gem match. I can just match some green gems. I'm good to go. And good thing is I landed defense down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Yang's skill here. I don't have Board King, but I do have attack up, which is perfect. So I'm going to always make sure on Lenora's turn, match green gems. Always, always, always. Otherwise, you're going to be in a situation where you can't activate her skill, and that's going to be, you're going to end up wasting mana potions. Okay, and so let's go ahead and use Gorak's skill. So 68,000 damage is what I'm able to do. Again, my Gorak is built pretty well, so he's going to be able to deal more damage in general than probably the average player base here. But it's the same idea. You build Gorak to be as good of a damage dealer as you can. Use your favorite purple hitter if you want. The idea is to just deal as much damage as you could. Okay, and so I'm just going to go until I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to do one more series here just to show you what happens in a situation where boss goes back to back. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and activate Lenora again. And this is the case. You see, I didn't get invincible, so I have to use a potion here. But if I just had the one, I would have to use 2, and if it didn't land again, I have to use another 2. It's just a big waste of mana potion, and I don't like doing that. And so having 2 Lenoras really helps. Like I said, you see, it's not 100%. Okay, and so here I'm going to end after this, but you'll see upcoming there's a boss hit followed by another boss hit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to, like I said, you always want to make sure that you can get Lenora ready. Okay, and here instead of matching blue gems for Yang, I'm actually going to match green gems if I can for Lenora. Okay, and so but unfortunately with how the gems are set up, I may not be able to activate Lenora here. And this is another example where we have to use potions again. So it's not a foolproof solution where you use absolutely 0 potions, but it is it is going to help you minimize. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to skip to the end of the fight. I'm going to keep going, and then we'll come back and see how much damage we're able to deal. We're 159,000 right now, and let's see how much we end up with. Okay, so let's go. All right, so we've managed to deal 693,000 damage. Gorak was able to deal a little over 500, almost 550,000. Now, I did end up using more of the potions than I wanted. This particular fight, Lenora didn't land her skill as... there were more times where she didn't land the skill, and that's exactly what I was saying. It's that 20% can happen more often than you think. And so having these 2 and having, I did bring in the mana potions, but, it's better than having to use all of your potions. And in most cases, you actually will find yourself not needing to use that many. So this was kind of, I did use more, but I think that other fights I've tried this many times before I made this video, and usually I can get away with just using about 1 or so. And so it's not always going to be the case, but hopefully this helps you at least dealing some good damage against a boss without too much investment. And so that's going to be it for me for today, guys. Give it a try. And like I said, you could use various different options as well. Play around with your teams. And if you have Etro, go ahead and use it. There's no reason you shouldn't use him. If you have Etro, you should definitely use him, because you're going to get the increased damage as well, and you decrease Gorak's health, which just generally makes it better. Like I said, if you don't have the heroes, hopefully there are other options that you can go as well. So that's going to be it for me for today, guys. Hopefully this is a good episode. You enjoyed it. If you do, like and subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye now.